Hi, Christy in the Rada Kitchen, and I was just going to give you a little lesson on how to measure ingredients in the kitchen. Now, cooking is a science, so it's really good to have your ingredients exactly measured out. I still always go back, even on old recipes, I go back and still measure everything, so it's something good to know. So first we'll go through the basic tools, the measuring tools that are available. So first we have measuring spoons. They're available either in metal or the plastic. I find I like the metal better. They'll last you forever. The plastic ones tend to rub off. As you can see, the tablespoon sign is starting to rub off there. So I like the metal ones. They did come on this ring, so it's handy to keep them in place. They usually have a tablespoon, a half a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, a fourth a teaspoon, and some even have an eighth of a teaspoon. Now these would be for liquids or dry ingredients. And then we have the measuring cups. Now these would be for dry ingredients. These two came on a ring. These are plastic. You can also buy these in metal, which will give you longer lasting use. These usually come in a fourth a cup, a third of a cup, a half of a cup, and 1 cup. Now for liquids, you need a container like this. It has the little pouring spout on it, either plastic or glass. And it has all the measurements. Now these will even include the ounces, cups, some include the milliliters, and again they have the measuring, and usually you have headspace because you can put these in the microwave to heat stuff. The good thing about the glass is it won't scorch. These plastic ones do tend to scorch if you put really hot food in them. And then you have these big pitchers that go up to like 8 cups, 2 quarts. You can get some that are 1 quart. Again, they're glass, they have headspace, and you can microwave in these. You can actually even bake in these. I've actually made a cake in one of these before to give it that shape. And so now I'd like to show you the best way to measure things. So the first ingredient I want to show you that's probably the most picky when you're making breads or cakes is flour. So of course you want to use the dry measuring cup and just put in the flour till it's heaping over, and then you just take a knife and level it off. Now don't level it over the bowl that you're mixing in because you're going to have excess flour. So there's how you level flour, and then you just put it in your mixing bowl. Now if you only needed a tablespoon, again you do the same thing. You get it full and just run your knife over till it's nice and level like that. Over the flour, not in your pan or your bowl. And sugar is a little bit easier. Again, you want to use your dry measuring cup. And what I do, I just shake it. Or you could use your knife again, but it evens out pretty good. Just shaking it until it's level. And then you can add that to your ingredient. And let's say you needed a teaspoon of sugar. Again, you can just shake it like that. Now that was granulated sugar. Brown sugar, probably 99% of the recipes ask for packed brown sugar. So what that means is when you're going to put it in your dry measuring cup again, and you're actually going to push with your hand until that's finely packed. And if you see in my bowl here, it actually holds that shape. If you needed a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon, you want to do the same thing. You just push it in with your hand until it's well packed and even, and it's ready to put in your ingredient bowl. Now liquids, you want to fill it to the line. Here's the 2-cup line, and then you want to put it on a flat surface, and then you can kind of eye where that level of water is, or milk, or whatever you're. So if you have to take a little bit out, if it's too much, and that's where this handy little spout comes in, you can level it off that way, and there it is right on the line. Now if you're doing a small amount like vanilla, then not over your ingredient bowl, you want to do it over a separate container. You just fill it to that line. You're not going to have a separate liquid measuring thing, even though I do have a little, it looks like a little glass that does measure liquids. It's kind of handy too. Now sticky things like peanut butter, shortening, you'll want to use the dry measuring, but it's really sticky. So what I like to do is put a little bit of oil in your measuring cup. And then push that ingredient so you get all the air bubbles out. You want to push it down to the bottom. And this is in the dry measuring cup. And then just make sure you smooth it all out. If you want to take a knife, you can do that too. And then it'll come out easier with that oil in there, and you can add that to your bowl. So that's the basics of measuring ingredients for a recipe. Remember, cooking is a science, so it's good to have the correct measurements. And if I forgot anything, leave a comment and I'll respond to you. Thanks for watching.